Breaking news, welcome to my second video of the day. Madness, I very rarely put out one video a week, let alone 2 videos in one day. But it's a very good job I had a day off work today because there's been loads of crazy news in the entertainment industry. So first this morning we got the trailer, the first teaser trailer for Black Widow, which looked fantastic. I did a reaction video to that and I've watched the trailer a few more times. Very, very cool. Nice to see Marvel dropping trailers out for us again and getting us excited for what's coming next year. But just now, something else has come out, and this is in the gaming sector. Now, we all kind of knew this was coming, so none of us are surprised. I'm not mind blown by its existence, but it's nice to see stuff starting to trickle out that kind of confirms the existence and hopefully the imminent reveal of Resident Evil 3 Remake. Now, up on the PlayStation Network, they just chucked a few listings for new games. Now, the first one that appeared was this one. Now, we all know about this game. We all knew this was coming. This is the new multiplayer game set in the Resident Evil universe, online multiplayer, whereby a section of people play as a group of survivors and they need to get out of a situation or get to an end goal, and someone else plays as kind of an overarching director, and they control things like the threats and the traps and the nemesis, let's just say, and the zombies, etc, etc. So it's very much a kind of Left 4 Dead-esque, Dead by Daylight-esque co-op competitive survival game. We all knew that was coming. Personally, I'm quite excited for it. I think if they get it right, it could be fantastic. But at the same time, I'm a little apprehensive because sometimes games like this that are built to be online experiences, if they don't connect with their audience straight away, they very quickly disappear into obscurity. Evolve comes to mind. Great idea. Fairly well executed, to be fair, but just not enough post-game support or not enough content on that disc on launch day, and it just disappeared into obscurity very, very quickly. So I'm excited about this. I think it has potential to do really well, but it depends on how well it's received by the fans, how well it's received by the Resident Evil community, and how well Capcom kind of look after it and give extra content post-launch, but that remains to be seen. But Project Resistance, we knew that was coming. We knew that was a thing. It's been shown off, it's been announced, etc, etc. The next thing that appeared on the listings on PlayStation Network was this. This wonderful slice of artwork here, which all but completely confirms Resident Evil 3 Remake's existence. As I said at the start of this video, no one is surprised. No one's out here running around losing their mind thinking, oh my god, I didn't know they were making that. Resident Evil 2 Remake did so exceptionally well. I kind of always knew they were going to remake the others after that point and port them into that style and that kind of gameplay choice and style choice that they used for Resident Evil 2, because Resident Evil 2 did so well and it kind of modernized really well. I was a little apprehensive before they made it because a lot of the time remakes don't kind of connect that well with me unless it's done really well. The Crash Bandicoot remakes were fantastic because the core gameplay was basically exactly the same. They just updated the visuals. Spyro was the same. And I've played countless kind of touch-ups, I guess, more than remakes. Dark Souls remastered. Looks great, but effectively still the same game, except for you can actually play Blighttown now in more than 2 frames per second. So remakes are usually a tricky thing, but Resident Evil 2 was fantastic. They really modernized that game, and they did more with it than I ever thought they could. So it was kind of inevitable that they were going to keep going and remaking their other titles. So Resident Evil 3 seemed to be the next logical choice. Now, there was a little bit of debate, and I kind of said this to some friends, whether they might do new game remake, new game remake. So obviously we had Resident Evil 7, which was fantastic again. They kind of brought the series back to its roots, made it scary again, made it claustrophobic, took it away from that bombastic, action-packed Resident Evil 6, and made it a little bit more around what made the series great to begin with. And then they hit us with Resident Evil 2. So I naturally thought, well, okay, maybe we'll get Resident Evil 8 next, and then we'll get a Resident Evil 3 remake, etc, etc, and they might do that, because that would be a nice little pattern to go along. But it doesn't seem that way. They announced Project Resistance, which is the multiplayer game, not technically Resident Evil 8, but Project Resistance, and now they've hit us straight again, or they're going to hit us, it seems, with Resident Evil 3 Remake. I'm excited either way. I'll always take more Resident Evil. I don't care what form it comes in. I love the franchise. Now, again, I must stress, this isn't a complete confirmation, but we kind of know it's coming. My best guess would be the Game Awards is not this Friday coming, but the following Friday. I would be very surprised if we didn't see an announcement at Game Awards. Or maybe a little bit before, because this is leaked out and it might force their hand. We could get a trailer or something a little bit sooner, but I think it's probably scheduled for the Game Awards. So just looking at this artwork, there's a couple of things you can take away from it and analyse if it does end up being a genuine piece of artwork, and I do believe it is. Obviously an overhaul there for Jill Valentine. She still has the blue, the colour is the same, but she does look very different. They've modernised her again, much like they did with the characters in Resident Evil 2 Remake. She still has her gloves. It's still quite obviously Jill, but it doesn't look like the kind of most recent Resident Evil games have made her look. Carlos there as well, again, just looking better. They just look good. The character models are pretty damn good. But that's that new engine they're using. It just makes everything look a little bit more realistic, and it looks fantastic. The main thing I'm taking away from it is how good Nemesis looks. He looks very similar to how he used to look. Way more toothy though. He's got a big fat toothy grin. But I really like the design they've gone for there. The kind of the caution tape all over him. Yeah, it looks really smart. He looks super menacing. The other thing is the colour scheme and the background is almost identical to the Resident Evil 2 artwork they did for the remake, and the announcement for that. It's almost exactly the same. And I imagine that's probably a conscious choice, purely because of how well that did, and trying to keep it in line with Resident Evil 2, and then this is kind of the follow-on for people that maybe came into the series Resi 2, but it does look very similar, the colour scheme and the background and the cityscape. It almost looks exactly like Resident Evil 2 artwork, except with Jill and Carlos there and Nemesis in place of the characters from 2. No, honestly, it looks really cool. I'm hoping it's real. I'm 99% sure it's real, and it's just kind of snuck out of the gate a little bit early. The other thing that appeared on PSN, though, was this. Boop. Looks like we're getting a special edition. Again, I'm not super surprised. Most games these days do have a special edition, so it's not like groundbreaking news, but it's cool to get another look at the Nemesis a little bit more up close and personal. Again, big old toothy grin. His head looks kind of odd in that. It's like kind of stretched off to the side, but he looks menacing as hell. Again, I want to see like a full body picture, but it's cool to start getting kind of glimpses of what he's going to look like in this remake, and he does look pretty damn incredible. I love the way all the flesh is kind of like almost tearing away from his neck there. Pretty grim, but pretty fantastic. Lord knows what's going to be in the Z edition or Z version. With Resi 2, I think they did a deluxe version, and it had like an extra gun and maybe an outfit, like a costume or something. I didn't do a season pass, I don't believe. The content was all free. You had the Survivors add-on stuff where you played the little separate stories, and I really liked that. I hope they do something similar to that for Resi 3. The post-game content was stunning for 2, so hopefully they keep that up. But it's cool to see, again, it's just cool to see another bit of, I believe, official artwork for a game that hasn't even yet been announced. So yeah, my excitement levels are through the roof now for Game Awards next week. I was already very excited for it. I was going to stay up and watch it because I don't have work on the Saturday, and in the UK it airs like 1:30 in the morning until about 3:30 in the morning, so it's a little bit of a stretch to stay up and watch, but I am going to watch it. I'm going to make some reaction videos to whatever they announce, and I'm just hoping now that we're going to see Resident Evil 3 Remake announced in all its glory. What do you think, guys? Do you think this is a legitimate leak? Do you think this is a real thing, or do you think it's a fake? I think it's real. I'm pretty certain this is real now, and we're very close to an imminent announcement. But honestly, what do you think? Leave a comment down below. Which Resident Evil game is your favourite? Mine's probably still 4. I've got a massive soft spot for 7. Played that a lot, and I love them all. I really struggled to pick my favourite. What are your favourites? Which one do you love more than all the others? And are you excited to see a Resident Evil 3, or would have you preferred a Resident Evil 8 at this point? Let me know down in the comments, guys. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you're as excited as me for more Resident Evil. I'm very excited. I'll see you next time for another one, guys. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.